Hey guys, so I'm going to do my little demo video on the Kiss Acrylic Nail Kit. It comes with everything except there's a few other things you're going to need, which is a little glass, maybe like a little dish or some kind of thing. You have to put the acrylic liquid into a different glass because you'll get the bottle all dirty if you go straight into the bottle. Also some regular nail polish remover and some non-acetone nail polish remover, cotton balls, and one of these files that has all of the different functions, I guess. Mine's really old and messy, but you're gonna need to buff the nails, and the file that they give you doesn't have all of the things you need. So to get started, make sure you read through all of the instructions. I'm going to be going along with the instructions so you can just follow me, but I would also read them before you do it just so you know what's going on before it happens. Inside the kit you have your acrylic liquid, acrylic powder, nail glue, the little brush, the cuticle pusher, the nail file, your nail tips, and your instructions. The first step in the instructions is to remove any dirt or oil from your nails or polish with a acetone nail polish remover. I would suggest washing your hands first too, just so there's not any oil on your hands at all. And you just need to trim down your nails and file the free edge. I don't like to get my nails completely short. I just like to get them short enough that there's still a tip and glue won't irritate me once I get it on. And then just use your cotton ball to remove the dust again. Okay, next step is to use the little manicure stick and push back all of your cuticles. And now the instructions say to gently buff the entire nail surface using the pink side of the file. And this will remove any like ridges and bumps in your nail so that when the acrylic goes on it, it will completely stick to your nail and there won't be any air pockets. And don't do it too much because you don't want to thin out your nail really bad. And then after you've done that, go in again with a cotton ball and get rid of all the dust. Now after you've gotten your nails all filed and funky looking, it's time to pick out the nail tips you're going to use. They have two different kinds of tips in this kit. They have French tips that are just white like this, and then they have these really long natural nail tips. I like to use these because I like to have super long almond, almost stiletto shaped nails. The only problem with these is you can see that line where your nail tip starts and your nail begins kind of thing. You'll see it when I'm done, but it's because the acrylic liquid is clear. It's not like pink, so it matches your nails, so you can see the tip on your nail. But the way I paint mine covers it up, but that's another video. Okay, so to fit the nails, I usually line up the little ridge to the end of my own nail, and then I make sure that they fit from side to side. Make sure you have them all lined up in order so that you don't lose them or forget which nail goes on which finger. So just keep them lined up like this when you go to glue them on. Is actually the next step. Take the glue and you're gonna put a tiny little drop, and it's easy to put too much, so make sure it's just a small drop into the little spot on the nail where it attaches to your nail. Rub it around and then put it on your finger. I line it up. Let's see if I can do this on the camera. And then push it down onto your nail and hold it for 5 seconds. Make sure there's no air pockets in it or anything like that. Just hold it there. I think I did it crooked. It's so hard to film this. But I like to hold it there for a little longer and then just push on where it's attached to my nail. And then you should see no little air bubbles in there anywhere. It should be solid, one color, the color of your nail. And it is really hard. I usually start with the pinky. I don't know why I didn't do that. It's just weird filming. So I guess I'll go to the pinky now. So, little drop. That was probably too much. It's gonna squeeze out. That's the annoying part. If you put too much, it squeezes out and gets all over your finger, your skin. All right, so line it up and push it down. Yep, there's a lot of glue out of there. And I've got an air pocket. Squeeze. All right, and then you get to look like a maniac with all of these crazy claws on. Yeah, and then you're done. Just kidding. So I just had to go through texting Wesley and turning back on this camera. That was really difficult with these claws. So the next step is to trim and file them to your desired length. I like to have pretty long nails, so I'll just take off a little bit. Oh my god, I can't even control this. So I trim off probably that much, and then I turn the clippers sideways just to start out sort of a almond shape. Yeah, like that. And then I'll go through and trim them all like that, and then I can file them and get them into a nice shape. All right, now it's time to file them down so that they're not all funky looking. And from this point on, make sure you're using the non-acetone nail polish remover, because if you use the regular stuff, it will remove the nail. So I'm gonna use the rougher side to make it go quicker. I just start from the side of the nail and just start rounding it out all the way up to a point. And then I make sure that the tip isn't too sharp because I don't want to hurt people. Make sure you also get underneath, because you'll get these little flaky pieces and it'll get kind of sharp and scratchy on the bottom. So make sure you get inside the nail. Make sure you get really good on the sides so that they're nice and blended into your finger. And then just wipe the dust off. Get it underneath. And there we go. That's the way I like my nail tips to be, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest off of camera, just so it's easier. All right, this is where it gets difficult. You're gonna need the little brush, your little glass dish, the liquid, and the powder. And you're just gonna pour a little bit of liquid, maybe a lot, I don't know, into the glass dish. Get it out of your way. Open up the powder. How you use the powder is you dip your brush into the acrylic liquid, you wipe off a little bit, and then you stick it into the powder and kind of, my hands are shaking because I'm trying to be gentle. You want a little ball to form. I don't know if you can see that, and that is how you're gonna make your nail. I need to put this somewhere. And then each time you put it back into the liquid, make sure you wiped it off completely. So now I'm gonna zoom in on my nail so you guys can see better. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to do this on camera. It's really difficult. I'm still not good at it. It takes a lot of practice. But dip the brush into the liquid, wipe off any excess, make a little ball form. And I like to start in the middle where the nail meets my real nail. And then you just pat it down and then wipe off a little bit of the acrylic liquid and then brush it So you started off in the middle, building up a lot of strength right there in the middle. Make sure you wipe off your brush, back into the liquid, wipe off the excess, get a ball, and then I do it on the tip, pat it down, wipe off some, smooth it out. And then back into the liquid. I'm gonna get a tiny bit, get right into the edge of my nail. And I don't worry too much about getting it smooth yet because I do file it down later. It's way too difficult unless you've had a lot of practice to get it nice and smooth right away. So don't worry about it too much. Just get a nice layer on it. Try to smooth it out as much as you can. Try to keep it off of your skin too. It's really hard to do. If you have it on your skin, just make sure you file it off when it's done. If you leave it there, it's gonna cause lifting and the nail is just gonna come off. And see, right now I'm having difficulty getting it off of the side of my nail, but that's pretty much all there is to that. I'll probably do 2 layers just to make it nice and strong. So I'll move on to the next nail and show you guys again. Into the liquid, into the powder, where the nail meets my nail. Pat it out. And then brush it. Wipe it off. Back into the liquid. Little ball. Pat it out. Back into the liquid. Try to get it all the way up against the bottom of my nail. It's very difficult to get it perfect. And that's how you do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the nails off camera and then I'll be back for the second layer. Okay, so again into the liquid, wipe off the excess, grab a ball, stick it on the nail, and usually on the second layer I kind of let it do its thing. I don't brush it out too much. I just pat it out. Let it go where it wants to go to fill in all of the bumps. And then once it starts to get a little harder, see, I'm also wiping off the brush as I go, so it's not too wet. So I'm just filling in the middle first. Grabbing another ball, my hand is sticking to this tissue paper. Get that all the way against my finger. Pat it out. Let it fill it in. And then go ahead and brush it over the first section that I just did. And then put some on the tip. And then I pretty much got it as good as I'm gonna get it. Then I just focus on filing them out after it dries. After you've got all the acrylic on, you gotta wait at least 5 minutes for them to dry. It'll make sort of a tapping sound once it's dry. You can hear that now, it sounds kind of dull. It'll be a really loud tapping noise, and that's when you'll know that they're dry. Once they're nice and dry, it'll be a louder tapping noise. So now you know they're dry, and what you do now is just file down the top of the nail so it's nice and smooth, there's no bumps. Make sure you file off any of the acrylic that's touching your skin. You don't want it to be touching your skin. File down on the bottom here, make sure it's nice and smooth. All over the top, just make sure it's like a real nail. Then after you get it all filed down, just take one of these buffing block file things and just make the nail nice and smooth and shiny. Alright, so this is my nails all filed and finished. See that line where the tip meets my nail? That's the only bad part about these nails, is I kind of like having my nails look natural, unpainted, but you can't with these because you can see where the tips are. And I'm not going to paint in this video. I'm not going to paint them. It's starting to get really dark outside, so I'm losing my light to film. But this is the finished product, and I've had these last for quite some time even though they were grown out, and I will have a full review later, and I will also do more nail tutorials painting with them as soon as I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the other videos, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.